Welcome to Newark Caribbean TV. This is a City of Newark sponsored program. My name is Esther Lures. I am your host and the Public Relations Officer for the Caribbean Commission. In the last session, we spoke about Haiti. Today, I return to the message of hope that was mentioned in episode 1. Hope is that thing that makes you act and feel empathy for those who are less fortunate. It is a hope that allows us to seek better for ourselves, even on our worst days. Wallace D. Wattles, the author of The Science of Getting Rich, states that the poor do not need charity. They need inspiration. And so guess what? My guest today was purposefully selected to bring you some inspiration, also celebrating Black History Month and even Bob Marley's birthday month. So in studio is Mr. Dervin Raya Walker, author of There's Always a Light, The Journey of a Warrior. Dervin, welcome to Newark Caribbean TV.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
You are welcome. So I could easily read the bio from your book, but instead, can you tell me who you are and where you're from?
Yeah, again, thanks for having me. My name is Dervin Walker, Raya Walker, and I'm originally from Rio Bueno, Trelawney, on the north coast of Jamaica. Currently live in Morristown, New Jersey.
If you've been watching these segments, you know that, I'm also from Jamaica, Port Antonio, Portland. And so what is one of your favorite memories growing up in Jamaica?
One of my favorite memories, I would say, man, there's so much. But I would say where I'm from, it's like right by the beach. Right by the beach, and then the river run into the sea, like in my neighborhood, in the community where I'm from. So I just remember getting up every day looking into the ocean. Wow. That's like my favorite memory, like until this day. Looking into the river, running into the ocean. That's one of the legacy that I'll never forget. Not much people even ever see the river runs into the sea, where the river actually ends. So that's one of my favorite memories. There's a lot, but I'll say that definitely. Right off the top of my head.
So I recently went on vacation, and I can definitely relate to that. Waking up in the morning and just going by the seashore is definitely a very calm and peaceful experience.
Yes, definitely.
Right. So before we get into the book, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. So the first one is, what would you say is your biggest failure, and what did you learn from that experience?
Oh, man, failure. I have many experiences, but I would say the time it took me to get to know myself, to know my purpose. I feel like it took me too long to really get to know my true self and my purpose. That's what I would say, because I've been on a journey, from birth, but I didn't really recognize what was going on. So it took me, I took a lot of turns to get to the path that I need to be on. So I would call that my biggest failure.
So what did you realize is your purpose?
Yeah, my purpose is to deliver messages to people through God, We'll get to that later, but I'm very spiritual. And I feel like that's my purpose, where God can use me to communicate with people.
Okay.
But it took me a while to discover that.
What has been your biggest challenge, and how did you overcome that situation?
My biggest challenge is, still a challenge today. So I wouldn't even say it was. It's like just still a challenge. It's being my true self, like expressing what's in me, expressing how I feel. Because there's always something else telling me, don't say that, don't do that, don't act that way, when I really want to be that way.
Your true authentic self.
Yeah, my true authentic self. That's the biggest challenge. Until this day, it's still a challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next question is, what has been your greatest achievement?
Yeah, well, we're going to go back to the first one. My greatest achievement is discovering who I am. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great feeling. It's like I just start living after discovering the true, my purpose and why I'm here. And I think I discovered that, which, it's the greatest thing happened to me so far.
So based on all those responses, I am looking forward to us talking about your book, There's Always a Light, The Journey of a Warrior. So can you tell me what the book is about, and why did you choose to write?
Yeah. Well, the book is about my life, my journey through life. And what inspired me to write the book, I had cancer. Yeah, I had cancer like 4 years ago. And while I was battling cancer, I felt like if I should die, then no one would know who I am, who I really was at that time, especially my children. I have 2 kids, and they're young. So I felt like, I said to myself, if I survive this battle, I'm going to write a book and I'm going to tell my story so my kids and everyone else can know what I've been through, who I am, and that's what inspired me to write the book. And thank God I survived. And then I just start writing. When I started, I just wanted to talk about a few things, but then it just took me deeper and deeper. And, I got to say, I'm very happy where it led me. So, yeah.
So I can definitely relate to that. As someone who also wrote a book, My Ultimate Self, it's like as you keep going in the writing process, there's so much more enlightenment that you get, that you keep adding to your story. But, I looked at the back of the book, you did say, you overcame cancer. What has been life like since you went through that process?
I have to say cancer changed my life. It changed my life in a way where, like I said before, I struggle with being my true self, with expressing myself. And after cancer, I just realized, that life can just be gone in a, blink of an eye. So it changed me in that way, as in every day I just try to be my true self. And I think it gave me a reason to live. And since cancer, I call it I've been stepping. I've been stepping hard, as in I've been doing all the things that I wanted to do and sharing my story, because that's one of the things I feel like that's why God have me here. I feel like I should share my story.
Right.
He kept me here to share my story. So that's what I've been really doing. That's how it changed my life. I've been just sharing my story, trying to encourage others to be their selves and to motivate others to live and to accept life for what it is. So that's the main way cancer changed my life. I just, accept life for what it is now and just live and try not to worry about too much and just take it one day at a time.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in addition to being an author, you are also a singer and a social media influencer, would you say? So I see you have a video on Instagram that got over 7.5 million views. So what was that video about, and what inspired you to put that video out there?
Yeah. So I am a recording artist. So I've been a recording artist. I love music all my life, and I write music about my life, the state of mind that I'm in. That's the type of writer that I've been. Right. But after cancer, it changed my state of mind. So my first song that I wrote after cancer was, it's about my journey. It's called I'm Still Stepping, which is available on Amazon. And the social media part you're talking about, the influencer, I actually have a prior that went viral. And the way that come about is that I wanted people to know that I pray. So I was posting these messages, you know, daily. Every morning I post a message. And I wanted people to know that I pray, because, you know, not many people would look at me and think that he prays. I pray like a lot, like every day I pray. Religiously I pray, especially in the morning when I get up. So one morning, the night before, I said to myself, in the morning I'm gonna pray outside. I'll pray by my bed when I get up. And which felt funny, because I know I should pray first thing when I get up. That morning I got up, went outside, and I prayed outside. And, you know, because I wanted to be real. So I don't want to pray and then go outside and pray again just for the show. Okay. So I went outside and did my morning prayers outside, and I posted it. And that was it. It just started getting all these likes and comments, and it went viral, and people start reaching out to me from all over the world. You know, and, you know, they saying the prayer, like, you know, some of them, they don't even know how to pray. They ask me, how can they pray? Can I teach them to pray? And lots of questions. And that really changed my whole energy on the social media. So now I always pray and ask God to send me a sign, you know, if this is what I'm really supposed to do. Right. And I felt like that was a sign, because since then, I just know that every morning, because my plan was just randomly putting out stuff in the morning. And after the prayer went viral, I felt like that was my answer from God. So I just dedicate myself to putting out something every morning. So now I put out, and remember, the Instagram we're talking about is Talk and Step. Talk with the letter N, Step. So you guys can go follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube. They're all the same handle. Talk with the letter N, Step. So I put something out every morning. You could go follow me and check out, you know, lots of other stuff. I talk about different things, you know, that is God. I feel like God gives me all these messages talking to me, so I'm sharing it with the people.
All right. So as someone who has, you know, experienced a series of challenges myself, from depression, going through a divorce, and, you know, death of my loved one, I definitely can attest that spirituality, praying and connecting with that higher being is important. And so, you know, we just need to, as a community, you know, whatever it is that you believe in, just know that, you know, there is a source of energy that you can connect with. So I really commend you for taking and acknowledging that and putting out a message every day for the last almost a year, it is?
Yeah. Coming up to a year now.
Awesome. So why is it important for the folks listening at home to keep stepping?
We're going to have challenges in life. It's actually life. Life itself comes with challenges. We cannot escape it. I know some people think if they get rich, they're going to be good. No, life itself comes with challenges. So I know everyone is going through something, or been through something, or will be going through something. So I want people to know that when you get to that point where you feel like stopping, no, keep going. That's what keeps stepping me. And it's the message, whatever you're going through, you're not alone. You're not the only one. It's life. We ask for life and we get life. So now our duty is to keep going and ask God for the strength to keep stepping. That whatever you come up, some battles we can't handle on our own. You know, so just trust God. You know, that's the foundation of my message, because some days we can't step on our own. So there's days, you know, trust God. And not only when we run into those times, but always keep a connection. You don't want to pick up the phone to call a friend only when you're going through something. You don't want to treat God like that, because everything works through faith. And keeping a connection with God will strengthen your faith.
And know that, you know, things will fluctuate. There are days when you'll be good and...
Oh, yeah.
And still acknowledge and be in your mode of gratefulness on those days, but still, you know, connect to the resource on those days when you don't feel like getting up, you don't feel like, you know, keep stepping. And so, over the time that you've had cancer, or just in general, can you share 2 habits or 2 things that have worked for you over the years? Other than praying consistently every day?
The gym. I would go to the gym. The gym helped me. The gym is the main one, other than praying. The next one is the gym.
Okay.
You know, when I was battling cancer, it was during COVID time. Right before COVID, I found out I had cancer. So I was doing chemotherapy, which, if you know, chemotherapy will, it takes a toll on your immune system, so you're susceptible for diseases, anything. So my doctors didn't want me to go to the gym for that reason, because they didn't want me to, get sick from any type of germs. But I had to go because the gym was the thing that was keeping my mind, stable. So the gym, I always work out. I was working out before cancer. So that was good. And, I realized how important it was now, because I needed it for my mind. Because my mind was all over the place. It was rough. So the gym is definitely one of the main habit that kept me going through cancer, and now after cancer still. And writing about my journey. Writing just allowed me to let it out, to own it.
Right.
So now I don't walk around, I don't get scared, I don't, because, cancer is like, it's never over. It's like a constant battle, so now it's like my mind. So, writing just helped me to release it. Talking about it, doing this, takes my mind off, what might happen and what if, or, sometimes you might feel a pain somewhere, or you get up one day, you feel a little sick, then your mind goes back to cancer. Maybe, came back. And so just keeping busy, writing, talking, sharing my story helps me. So that's the two things that really.
So everyone has a story. As
Definitely.
You're saying, that's something that you practice. What's your advice for someone listening to you who is considering writing, or wants to write a book or just share their story? What's some advice that you have for them?
Yeah, lots of people reached out to me since I wrote my book, asking me about that very same thing. How can they, write a book or talk about their story? Because it's not easy. It's not easy, especially when you're actually going through it. So I would say own it. Own it. First thing, you got to own it. Like I said, you're not alone. You're not the only one, because you get intimidated, like what people are going to think of me, what people are going to say about me. So that's the first thing you got to get over. You got to get over owning your story. And then start writing or start talking in your own way, because that's another thing. You get intimidated by how you might sound. You might not be a good writer in your eyes, but just write. Write it in your own way. Just start. Ask for help, always. There's lots of resources.
Right.
Reach out to people. But start, though. Start one step at a time. Start writing, start talking after you own it. But just own it, because we all have a story.
I totally agree. And I know we sort of just, skimmed on the book. Is there anything in the book that, people should go get the book, and because there's some information in there that they should definitely know about you?
Yeah. I would recommend everyone to go read my book. There's Always a Light, The Journey of a Warrior. It's now available on Amazon by Dervin Raya Walker. And one of the reasons, let me tell you the main reason to get this book. I kept it real in the book. I talked about my journey through life from birth, as long as I could remember, until this day, the day I wrote the book. I kept it real. I talk about so many experiences that I had through my life. I went to jail, That's one of the topics that was hard for me to talk about. But I did some time in jail, I share all that experience. And my whole spiritual journey, because I should have said that before, but I was raised in the church. I grew up in the church, thanks to my mom. My mom been a Christian all her life. Then my dad became a Christian later on. So I grew up in the church. I was privileged to meet so many different people in Jamaica since I was a kid. I grew up in the church. We traveled all over Jamaica going to church. My dad is a Kingstonian businessman. He go around paving roads in Jamaica, and mostly the local roads, not the main roads, but the local ones, which is in mostly rural Jamaica. Okay. So I got to travel with my dad in all these rural places in Jamaica, all over Jamaica. So I was meeting different people from different aspects, different social status, you know, like everybody. So that was one of my legacy in Jamaica, which I express it in the book. I believe in one love, like Bob Marley say. I believe in humanity. So I never boxed in into one group of people or one religion or, you know, one idea. So in the book, I express all that in the book. All the experience that I had, like I said, jail. You know, I have 2 kids, which is like only a year and a half apart. So that was a whole journey to itself in 2 separate homes. Wasn't easy. And that's something that it was hard to talk about it. But thankfully I got the strength to talk about it. I feel like it could help, you know, parents that's going through that right now. You know, kids that had to grow up in 2 different homes. You know?
And I guess I can see where, you know, my question that I asked before about some of the reasons why you should start writing, like it's a very cathartic experience to put that information out there. A lot of times, you know, we feel inhibited because of the secrets that we have and, you know, we don't want people to know. But putting that out there in the book sort of, would you say, it frees you up?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's what I said. Now I'm free. Mentally, I'm free. I was living like in the shadows. I was living in the shadows for a while because of all these different things. So thank God he gave me the strength and the courage to talk about these things because I know it can help others. It helped me by just freeing me. So no, I'm not scared or nothing. I'm not scared you're going to find out that I did this or I did that or who I, you know. So I put everything in the book, and I know people from different walks of life, there's something in the book that could help you. Because I've been through so much different, you know, experiences throughout my life. Lots of experiences. Still going through a lot. Especially cancer. My journey with my battle with cancer is something else, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
So I want to thank you for coming on here. Noor Caribbean TV, is there anything, any last words that you want to share with us that I didn't touch on?
Well, you know, thanks for having me again. And the message is keep stepping. That's the message. That's my main message. Whatever you're going through, please don't give up. And, you know, believe in God. God is real. When nobody's around, when you feel like nobody's with you, God will always be with you. And I'm not talking people turning their back. Sometimes you're going to get to a part of your journey where it's only you. It's only you. When I was battling cancer, my parents, my kids, people that love me, the doctors, no one could have helped me. No one. So it was just me and God. So when you keep a good relationship with God, He'll always be there. So never give up. That's my main message. Follow me on my pages. Please follow me and hear what I have to say. And you can share it with your family. Share it with your friends. You know, that's my main message today. Thanks for having me. Keep stepping.
Yeah, so tell them how to follow you. We'll also put it in the caption. Tell the audience how to follow you, where they can find your book. And
again, my book, There's Always a Light, The Journey of a Warrior by Dervin Walker. It's available on Amazon. I also wrote a song, which is also available on all streaming platforms. It's called Still Stepping by Dervin Raya Walker. Please go listen to it. Very motivating. And you can follow me for my daily messages every morning. So far, for almost a year, every morning I put out a message. On Instagram, Talk and Step. Talk with the letter N, Step. Same handle on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. So please, follow me. No matter what you're going through, who you are, you'll find something good in my messages. Share them and, you know, keep stepping.
okay, so I guess I have to ask you, can you close us out before we officially end the show with a few lines from your song?
Oh, yeah, sure. Before I get into that,
okay,
I want to say prayers goes out to everyone that are currently battling cancer. Their family, their friends. Salute to all the warriors that lost their battle. Green Arts, Brother Barris, we love you. Doctors can't make no promise, they have no answer. It's me and God up against this cancer. There's always a light, the journey of a warrior. No choice but to fight. It's go time with the monster. 3 8-hour days every 3 weeks. 4 rounds of chemo, my immune system weak. I'm stepping though, long as my heart beats. Warriors think about surviving, never about defeat. The surgeon won't know until he get inside. It's a 4-hour surgery if there's no surprise. I'm thinking about my kids, they need me by their sides. I got people praying, so with God I ride. 40 stitches later and a swollen belly. I survived another round, to God be the glory. They say warriors don't cry, that's a lie, we get weary. We don't stop though, go read my story. I'm still stepping, I'm still stepping, still stepping, still stepping. I'm still stepping. Though the roads get rocky, the hills get steep. I can't run, I'm gonna walk. I can't walk, I'm gonna creep. I'm still stepping, still stepping, still stepping, still stepping. My name is Dervin Raya Walker, and I'm a stepper. And this is Newark Caribbean TV with Esther Lors, yours truly. Informing the steppers on their journey. Lock it in. Keep stepping.
Yes, thank you. Keep stepping, keep hope alive. As usual, thanks to the Mayor's Office, the Office of International Relations and Diaspora Affairs, the Municipal Council, the Caribbean Commission, and the Newark studio team. Thank you, Dervin, for being here on this show.
Esther.
Thank you for sharing your story and to spread hope and light to the community. As we close, we would also like to highlight Bella's Fashion. They're located at 140 Halsey Street here in Newark. They are owned by a Guyanese person. And if you follow me on social media, that's where I get all of my fancy formal dresses. The 2024 High School Caribbean Heritage Scholarship is still open and it closes on March 30th. So if you're from the Caribbean, your parent or grandparent is from the Caribbean, and you're graduating this school year, please make sure you apply. Connect with the Caribbean Commission at Newark Caribbean on all social media platforms, or email us at caribbeancom@ci.newark.nj.us. See you next time here on Newark Caribbean TV.